Varian, we're live here on West Limestone Road in Madison County. As you can see behind me, a pretty active scene out here tonight. Eyewitnesses tell me the driver of the car missed a curb and hit a ditch and then crashed into one home before crashing into another one. If you take a look behind me, this grassy area here, this field is the actual runway. The crash happened towards the end of the runway over there, I'd say about 3 football fields from where I'm standing. Rhonda Clark's kids went to the mailbox to see what was inside, but instead of finding real mail, they found a used condom. Most of the thefts happen in shopping mall parking lots. Many of the people targeted are those that are least prepared. Here's how it works. A cell phone user enters the number of an emergency contact on their cell phone under the heading ICE. That way, in case of an emergency, people can contact their loved one or family member. Susie, Lamar County Sheriff Terry Perkins says it's still too early to determine if there is a connection to the other church fires, but what I can tell you right now, FBI agents, ATF, members from the Lamar County Sheriff's Department are out here on the scene trying to answer that question. Around 3 o'clock this afternoon, workers here got a shock of their life. As you can see behind me, a gaping hole. That's basically what greeted customers this afternoon. Now, a pickup truck crashed into the front of the building. This is the damage from the outside. But I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? But I'm happy about the temp. 60 degrees today.
Well, when you step outside, it's not going to feel like late December.
Firefighters are working to douse several fires in Texas and Oklahoma. That story tops our look at Nation View this morning. Texas officials say 73 fires broke out in north and central Texas on Monday, with several more burning in central Oklahoma. The blazes destroyed some homes and forced evacuation. People across the U.S. began celebrating the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In Memphis, Tennessee, people gathered at a local church, and just last night, the city of Memphis sponsored the first annual MLK Peace and Freedom Tribute Celebration. And in Atlanta, the civil rights leader's widow spoke at the church where King preached. Get your pen and paper handy. Your winning Powerball numbers are coming up after weather. Plus, a military jury decides how Army Specialist Charles Grainer will spend in prison. And Grainer speaks out in his own defense. The full story just ahead. A young girl burned in a house explosion will undergo another round of skin grafts tomorrow. This home in Lauderdale County blew up Tuesday morning. A local teen, Carrie Hayes, was badly burned. Her family tells us she's doing much better. Meanwhile, authorities want to talk to Jason Pruitt. He was also burned, presumably in the same explosion. I can't wait until the Sugar Bowl. Virginia Tech Hokies.
There you go.
I wonder who's going to win.
I don't know. You better be careful around here.
Thanks, Will. We ended the week with mild temperatures. Will that hold for the holiday weekend? Heath has your forecast when we come back. The University of North Alabama named a new president Friday. Dr. William Cale Jr. was named to the post Friday afternoon. He comes to UNA from Penn State University at Altoona, where he was president.
We'll watch that for you. Could be some of the coldest air of the season. We'll have to wait and see.
Brace ourselves.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.
You bet.
9 people, including some children, are still missing in that mudslide in California. Thursday, tons of mud and rock covered a church camp where families were celebrating Christmas. 5 bodies have been pulled from the muck. Search and rescue teams say they won't give up until everyone has been found. Traveling this holiday weekend has been tough and is only getting tougher today. A computer crash caused Calm Air, a Delta regional carrier, to cancel most of its flights on Christmas Day. Well, hopefully I won't get a cold with those cold temperatures out there. I guess you just have to get your winter coat out and be prepared.
Get it out. You'll need it.
Thank you, Heath. Police arrested 2 teenagers after they tried to set fire to this church in Glencoe. Investigators say good leads help them make quick arrests in the case. Chapman's Chapel is more than just a little country church. It's home to people like 18-year-old Crystal McCormick. She's been attending this church ever since she was a little girl.
Nothing like that's ever happened to this church, and so it did shock me.
What's even more shocking, finding out who did it. Investigators arrested 2 teens, a 16-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl, for trying to set Chapman's Chapel on fire over the weekend. Police say the teens threw a homemade firebomb at the building. The damage was minor, but the charges will be major.
You have arson, attempted arson, criminal mischief, and there's several that could follow.
The community of Glencoe is relieved police made quick arrests. They've come up with their own conclusions why the teens did it.
Attention. Just for attention, just because they thought it was fun, I guess. I don't know. I don't see where it's fun to burn down a church.
If they done something like that, somebody needs to, pray for them. It's pretty sad.
Investigators are not releasing the name of the teen suspects because of their age. Reporting in Etowah County, Rosanne Riesenman, WAFF 48 News. It's 9 o'clock Saturday morning. Volunteer pilots with Angel Flight Southeast load their planes with boxes of supplies like canned goods, diapers, and hygiene products. This cargo headed for Gulfport, Mississippi. After a quick check of the aircraft, it's time for takeoff.
And it feels great to help people out, especially when they're in time of need. Our usual mission is taking people when they're sick and they're really fighting illnesses and cancer, so on and so forth. But in this situation, the Hurricane Katrina, we're taking supplies mainly to people who need it right now.
2 hours later, volunteer pilots arrive in Gulfport. Relief workers wait anxiously on the ground.
It's an amazing community, and it's overwhelming to see what's going on. I can't describe.
Volunteers take turns unloading the plane and loading the trucks with supplies that'll be distributed to families hit by Hurricane Katrina. But the mission not over yet, not by a long shot.
It's not a 1 week, 2 week deal. It's going to take months to make sure these people have what they need to survive.
And these pilots from Angel Flight won't rest until those needs are met.
We're going to continue flying.
I just can't believe it. It's just unreal.
This was the scene Tuesday afternoon. A string of police cars and yellow tape surrounded this home on Salvia Court in Harvest. 2 children were found unconscious, trapped inside a hot car.
Take a little while.
At a press conference Tuesday night, investigators wouldn't release any details about the investigation, but here's what we do know. Reports indicate that 10-month-old twins had been left inside the car for several hours. Both children were flown by med flight to Huntsville Hospital. The little girl didn't make it. She died of heat exhaustion on the way to the hospital. The little boy made it to the hospital, where doctors immediately began treating him. Neighbors are shocked when they learn what happened.
You hear about it every day, but you never expect it to be in your own backyard. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
I don't know what would happen to me if I lost one of my children. I would just be crushed.